Okay, so I joined him about 12 years ago. I was 1 year out of PA school, so I was looking for moving back up north to Bergen County, and he had a job opening. I applied, and I got hired right on the spot. And I was very nervous because I was very new to cardiology, especially interventional cardiology. And right from the beginning, our personalities clicked, we hit it off, and he taught me everything from day one.
So you got here just as cardiology was undergoing its really massive change.
Correct. Interventional cardiology was big, and as a new career for PAs especially. It was just starting to pick up for PAs to be in the cath lab and also really getting into cardiology, because before that, PAs were mostly primary care. And then all of a sudden, there was a new change into specialties.
What are the kinds of things that you would learn in your position from someone in his position, and how specifically did you learn them from Dr. Hirsch?
He taught me everything from just simple as seeing a patient, taking a good history, EKGs, just overall being a good clinician, like listening to the patient and picking up a diagnosis just by taking a history and looking at the overall patient itself. Like, he's a very, very good clinician.
He's extremely, I think he's extremely good at analyzing a patient from the detail that he has in front of him. He can pick some of that up.
Exactly, just from the history alone, but just like looking at the EKG, looking at whatever diagnostic studies he has in front of him, he picks up the diagnosis very quickly. He knows what's going on.
What do you think the best part? Well, let's discuss some of the best parts of working with Dr. Hirsch.
There are many. I think one of the main things with him is that he's very dedicated to his patients and to cardiology as a whole. When you come to work with him and you work with him for so many years, you know what's expected, you know what he wants out of his staff and what he wants for his patients. And I think that really helps working with him, because there's no surprises. You know what he wants and how he likes to be treated and how he wants his patients to be treated.
How does the overall office feel on that same question?
I think.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Ask again, Joe.
I think in general the office staff loves working here. It's a great atmosphere. We all really get along well, and we all really have a high level of respect for him.
Okay, let's turn that the other way, and tell me, if you will, some of the toughest parts of working for someone like him.
I would say that you need to always be on your A game. He does not like mistakes, especially mistakes that should have never been done. And I would say that's probably one of the toughest, that he just expects the highest quality of care from everyone.
Can you say it's like, and I had a little bit of an audio issue.
Say it again.
With the hair, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll re-ask it.
Okay.
What do you think what's the hardest thing about working for him?
The hardest thing working for him is that let me start again. Can I start again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The hardest thing working for him is to always be on top of your game, knowing what you're doing, and not making mistakes. He expects that from his staff, and just to know what you're doing. If he's one of those people that, if you know what to do and you know how to do it well, he's great to work with. But he does not have patience for silly mistakes.
You coming back in? I thought I heard the door. Okay, let me ask.
Careful rattling the papers towards the end of answers, Joe.
Let me ask you this, and if you can answer it, and avoid hitting the desk.
Okay.
That's the same thing.
Okay.
On the papers, it's a mess. Tell me what patients feel about him when they're here.
A majority of patients have been with him for 30 plus years. And I think that what they feel is they feel not only that he's their doctor, but they feel this very close connection with him, that they understand them from not just being a patient, but from their family life. He knows a lot about their personal life. So it's just a different level of patient-doctor connection. He truly cares for, I would say, most of his patients. He knows them at a personal level, and that makes a difference when you see a doctor.
Last question, or about the last question. Tell me about what the frenetic activity is on a typical day. I mean, when I come here, everyone's moving at very quickly.
Right.
Is that how it is every day?
Yeah, I mean, Mondays especially are probably the busiest days, Mondays and Fridays. But right from the morning, we right away get our census from the hospital. We see how many patients we have. Then we start seeing some patients quickly in the office, go back to the hospital, back to the office. It's just a typical day. We're back and forth. He has emergencies coming in at any time, in and out, and he has office patients. He runs back to the hospital, comes back. He handles it very well. And sometimes it's surprisingly how well he handles it, because he'll have 6, 7 cases and 30 patients in the office, and he still gets to see everyone. And he gives everyone the same amount of time. He does not cut corners with only seeing you for 5 minutes because he has a cath lab patient. Everybody gets equal time.
And the last question is where do you see the future of interventional cardiology as it relates to this hospital in Westchester?
I see it as it's going to keep growing. I mean, this program has been growing over the past couple of years. It's a great, great program. Our patients love coming here. We have so many from upstate that come here, and the heart program, I think, it made a huge difference in this county.
Okay.
Good.
Is there anything else you want to add?
I don't know. What do you think?
Do you have anything about him as on a personal level? Is there any
no, I think we've got that when she
Yeah?
talked about how she came here and what she learned from him, and
I mean, the only other thing we could add is I've been with him through all my, when I came here, I was not married. He came to my wedding. I've had 3 kids working here with him, and he's been great with all that. I mean, that's the only personal level that we didn't talk about.
But besides personal, maybe I missed it when what?
Okay, overall, I think he's a great mentor, probably one of the best doctors I've ever worked with. From the beginning, he took his time teaching me from simple things of just baseline EKGs to echocardiograms, everything. He's taught me everything, and I've learned a lot from him. Just simple taking a history. I've learned how to take a better history just watching him and learning from him.